Hey guys, welcome back to another small business vlog where I show you guys what it's like running a rare plant store from home. I didn't film a vlog last week because I was celebrating my anniversary with my boyfriend James. We took some time off of work and we went to a botanical garden called Longwood Gardens. It's in Pennsylvania. I was able to vlog the whole trip, so I do have a video up on the channel if you guys want to go ahead and check that out in case you've never been there before. That was my first time ever being to anything like that. We don't have things like that around here. So that is what last week consisted of. I didn't want to vlog anything related to the shop because, like I said, it was my anniversary and I just wanted to take some time off so we could spend it together. So I will be honest with you guys, I really have not been in this room at all within the last week or even 2 weeks. Just because of my busy schedule with work right now, it has been a little bit difficult for me to find the time to record. I have been working a lot lately, doing a lot of overtime as well. So I just didn't really have it in me the last couple weeks to like really push out like content. So I have slowed down a little bit like on the YouTube and the Instagram, but I'm back now and we're going to be working on our June restock. So I do have a shipment today for you guys. I know these are your favorite type of things, seeing the big unboxing. So we do have a nice big shipment. We have about 40 plants today to unbox. So I do have some of the plants here. I have the box down here. I'm just going to be grabbing them from there. So let's go ahead and get started with this month's unboxing. So since we're unboxing, I'm gonna have my little tray here to catch the extra dirt. And let's go ahead and get into this month's unboxing. So first plant we have here, this is a Hoya Polyneura Broguette Silver. This is what this one looks like. It's a nice size one. There was not that many Hoyas again, so I did just kind of get some of the ones that we've had before, like this one. But there was a lot of other new things on their list that included a lot of anthuriums and variegated alocasias that I think you guys will like. So this one here, this is an Anthurium veitchii, or also known as the Anthurium King. So this order in particular, I would say is a little bit more leaning towards the collector plant side. You guys know I do try to mix it up with the commons and the rares, collectors and stuff like that. I try to do a mix just so that there's something for everybody. But the way that this list was kind of set up, it was a lot of new collector plants on the market and I really wanted to jump on the opportunity to have them for the shop for you guys. And this is going to be one of the new anthuriums that I was talking to you guys about. It's not new to the market, it's new to the list. So this is Anthurium Blue Pap. I remember a few months ago somebody had asked me about this, so I will have to go through my little Excel sheet and try to find who was asking about this. So I do take requests from you guys. You guys can send me an email, I'll put the email on the screen, always asking me if I have something or if I think I'll have it or whatever. And if I don't have it, I will put you guys onto the ongoing Excel sheet that I have going. And then when I place my order for each month, I always take a look at the spreadsheet and see what people have asked for. And if your wish list plant is on the most recent list from my wholesaler, I will definitely go ahead and order it. And then as soon as I get it, I will send you guys pictures of it first if you guys want it, and then if you don't want it, I would just sell it on the shop. It's impossible for me to fulfill everybody's wish list request, obviously. It's always going to be based off of what the wholesaler has. I can't pull things out of thin air. It's not my greenhouse personally, so I just ask if they have it, and if they do, I will let you know. All right, so this is another anthurium here. I will put the name on the screen because I think I know what this is, but I don't want to say the wrong name. So I'll have to look back on my invoice to make sure. I don't have my invoice in front of me, so. But this is what this anthurium is looking like. It is not that often that my main wholesaler, this one, where I get the big batches of plants, have a lot of anthuriums for sale. So when they do, I definitely do jump on the opportunity. I do have a separate wholesaler just for anthuriums though. And in here we have another one of those anthuriums. This one does have 4 leaves. It has 3 big ones and then a new one right here. And it does have like a velvety texture to it. So our to-dos for this week is to unbox our shipment, repot all of the plants, restock the shop, and also go through the plants that are already on the shop and update their photos as well. I absolutely need to do that. I have been putting that off because I knew I was getting a shipment and I would rather just get all of the pictures done at the same time when I have the complete little photo studio situation set up. So this week we absolutely have to do that. I have to stop putting that off because a lot of plants in here have grown significantly compared to their photo. I already know that's why some of them have sat a little longer, because they look small on the shop, but they're actually quite big. So we have to go through those as well. So here we have a Hoya. This is a Hoya Sarawak, and I know you guys love this one, so that's why I always bring it back when it's available. This one looks like this, and it comes on the cute bamboo trellis. I think we got 2 of these maybe, and I think I have one that's in the shop, but not on the actual website for some reason. So we'll probably have 3 of them going up. So here is a new variegated alocasia. This is what it looks like. Isn't this gorgeous, you guys? I feel like I'm slowly becoming a variegated alocasia like dealer at this point. The greenhouse has been killing it with the variegated alocasias, I can't lie. All right, so here is another very beautiful variegated alocasia. Look at these leaves here. Absolutely stunning. The colors are crazy looking. I absolutely love this one too. It also has like these pretty pink stems, and it's a good size too. I was expecting little tiny babies, but these are pretty good sizes. I have a customer in particular who buys a lot of variegated alocasias from me. I won't say her name because I think she's a silent viewer, but you probably know who you are. But I was thinking about you when I bought these alocasias. So when I was at the Botanical Garden, I absolutely loved it. I had never experienced something like that before. It was just so beautiful. And I really didn't know like what to expect either. The place is absolutely huge. I was just expecting just like a conservatory, but like there's a lot of just like open area outside that you can walk around, and like it's basically like a giant park. A lot of people were there just walking around like with their babies, or just like walking around to get exercise and stuff. People were there for just pictures and stuff. It was just a really fun and beautiful experience. This is another one of the anthuriums that I showed you guys earlier. I definitely want to revisit the garden again, definitely next year in the beginning of spring when everything is blooming, because since I went towards the end of spring, not everything was like in bloom, so it was just like, you know, just lush and green, but it would be nice to see like a lot more flowers and stuff. So this is an alocasia black velvet variegated. This one is very beautiful because it has that pink color to it. I absolutely love the black velvet. I think we have one more on the shop, so I did go ahead and get some more before they're gone. The only thing that I wish that there was more of was like rare plants in the conservatory, like rare tropical plants. Like obviously the aroids and stuff that we love here on this channel, right? There was only a couple little things. They had a pink princess, and they had a philodendron, Florida Beauty, a gloriosum, and I think that was really it for like the rare stuff. They had a really nice Monstera alba, but they only had one. So it would have definitely been nice to see like some more things, like even some more anthuriums. Like there really wasn't any at all. So that definitely was a little disappointing just for me personally, because that is the type of plants that I like. But I also didn't do any like research on the place because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So all in all, I enjoyed it. I'm very happy that I went. This is a Monstera aria. This is a low variegation one, it looks like. And it's quite small as well. So it has this leaf, this one, and then like a little baby one down here. I wish that we did have more things like that around here, but we just don't. That's just how Jersey is. It's super boring around here. I know that there is a botanical garden in Brooklyn. If anyone has been to that botanical garden, can you let me know how you liked it and like the type of plants that were there? Because maybe I will make the trip up there. I don't like driving to New York. It's absolutely awful. I like try to avoid going to like the city and stuff like that. And the fact that it's like in Brooklyn is like kind of like steering me away from like wanting to ever do that. But if it's like really nice, maybe one day me and James will actually take the trip up there. This is another alocasia black velvet variegated. Also take a look at the substrate. This is not the typical substrate that their plants come in. This looks like it's very chunky. It actually looks like it has like pon and leca mixed into the soil, which is interesting. Either way, I'm going to repot them and put them in my soil-free mix. I just thought that was interesting. Maybe they're like switching up some things. I actually do think though this week I'm going to save all of the soil because I am working on my backyard. We have been putting off the backyard for quite some time now. We've been talking about doing half of the backyard gravel, half grass, and then we have like a patch of cement already there. The grass is just too much for us to maintain. It's just too much, and James doesn't always have enough time to like cut it like, you know, routinely. So we decided that we want to add some gravel to the backyard. We bought a cultivator and we dug up the current grass in the area that we, you know, want to put the gravel down. So we did that yesterday, and surprisingly that was very easy with the machine. The machine was very expensive. It was like $350, but it made the job so much easier, and I'm at the point in my life where I would rather pay for convenience. So yeah. And tomorrow we have a delivery of a whole bunch of like drainage rocks, like gravel rocks or whatever, coming to the house. We bought 50 bags for now, but they're literally just going to probably just drop them off in our driveway. So they're gonna be so freaking heavy to carry them from the driveway to the backyard. I don't know how me and him are going to do this, but James is a very like, he wants to do everything himself. And it's like a lot of work, like trying to be out there, trying to do this stuff. Like it's a lot of work. So that's where we're at with that. This is another Monstera aria. So I think that I will try to document some of the backyard process starting tomorrow. But the purpose of the rocks that we're trying to do is so that we can have a section like in the back with the rocks, and we can put like a fire pit and like chairs around it. And then like on our cement patch that we have, we can just have like a shed there and like a grill or something like that. And then just having the gravel will just make it a little bit easier so that we don't have so much grass to cut. We're just like not into like the grass thing. I just don't like it, and it's just too much work. It's too much upkeep, and we have a ton of freaking bugs, and it's annoying, and I hate bugs. You guys know I hate bugs. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've been out in the backyard dying because it's so freaking hot outside. But yeah, that's what's going on. So I'll probably keep you guys updated with that. Here is another one of those variegated alocasias with the pink stem. Oh, so this one I'm really excited about. I think you guys will be excited about it too. We have a Monstera mint. So this is the current size of them. You probably have seen these circulating the plant market right now. Like they all look a little similar. They're all coming from most likely the same place, but this is what they currently look like. I'm very excited to see these and that they are a little bit more accessible now. If you guys remember when the mint like first came out, I remember seeing like an Instagram post that they were going for like $10,000 or something crazy like that. But here we are, and we have one in our possession now. And here is the other one. I did get 2 of them. The color is very nice too, and there's no browning. I'm actually surprised. But I think I'm going to keep these in really high humidity for the time being, just so that they don't brown. But the color is very, very nice. And I'm very happy that they're like pretty decently variegated too. So I need to do like a serious deep clean in here. And what better time to do it after we get our big shipment in, because this gets super messy, like doing the repotting and stuff. It's just best to wait to do it afterwards. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that this week as well. We have a cute little Anthurium clarinervium seedling here. How cute. We had a couple of these a few weeks ago. You guys loved them, so I got some more. Here is another one of those Hoya Polyneura Broguette Silvers. Looks pretty identical to the last one. We have a nice big Hoya Sunrise here. It looks like there's a couple of plants in here. I'm probably going to keep one at this size and then maybe separate out the other one so we can have some multiples. Some of them currently have the sun-stressed leaves. You can see like that purplish red color, very pretty. So here we have a nice Anthurium hybrid. This is Anthurium Pap crossed with Dark Phoenix. It has some very beautiful dark green leaves. This is one of the newer leaves. It is very nice looking. It's definitely a nice specimen. I always love getting in Anthurium hybrids. I think personally I will always prefer a hybrid over just the regular plant. I just feel like there's so many to collect, and it's just, I don't know, I just really like them. And here is another one that I just showed you guys. This is what this one is looking like. Has a nice leaf here, and it has a new one here. Unfortunately, this one looks like it did tear a little bit, but that's okay. Still really nice. So by the time you see this video on Thursday, all these plants will be available. I try to line up the videos with the restock so it makes sense for you guys when you are watching the video. But do keep in mind, things do sometimes come and go really fast, so you might miss it if you're not subscribed to the mailing list, and that's how you'll know for sure when everything has been restocked, because I'll send you guys an email once a week letting you know that the shop has been updated. This is another one of those Anthurium clarinervium seedlings. So all these plants will be available on Thursday. I will be shipping out everything on the following Monday, and I'll be packing the orders on Sunday. This is a Philodendron Burrow Marks Variegated, by the way. This is a new alocasia to the list. This is Alocasia sinuata variegated. Look at the pretty variegation. It looks very, very nice. I really haven't seen this one. I actually did not know there was a variegated version of this one either. Here is another one. Pretty much the same variegation, same size. And they do have that substrate as well from before that I showed you. So it must be their new thing. This one, it looks like a Hoya. Yeah, this is another Hoya Sarawak. This is what it looks like. Very nice, very big leaves. This is a Rapidophora tetrasperma variegated. I've been trying to keep these on the shop because you guys love them. And I love them too. This one is pretty nice. Doesn't have that much variegation, but I will say usually when I first get them, they all look like this. And then within a few weeks, they put out some beautiful, beautiful variegated leaves. So honestly, like, I wouldn't sleep on them because I'm shocked at how beautiful a lot of them have turned out. They're pretty big too, so if you really wanted to, you could probably propagate it into like 2 or 3 plants. This is the Epipremnum pinnatum yellow flame. I got the bigger ones this time because the bigger ones have some fenestrations. This is the newest leaf right here. You can see those fenestrations. Beautiful plant. Absolutely love this one. Look at that leaf there. If you get a smaller one, they'll usually look like this. They have very narrow leaves, but the more mature they get, they will develop these fenestrations. They will fenestrate quite easily as well, as long as you have some type of support on them. And they usually always do come on this plank, so you will get it with the plank as well. And this is another one as well. Pretty much similar sizes, same look. And the cool thing about them is that they get the little mini fenestrations in the middle. I hope that you can see, there's like little holes like right in here. You can see them there. And then they'll get like the split leaves too. And if you're wondering what this bag is over here, this is just a bag of the polyfill. I do save it so that I can use it to wrap your plants orders as well. I just keep it in like this little trash bag because I can just squeeze the air out of it and like store it away. So we're down to like the final, probably like 8 or so. Here is another one of these beautiful variegated alocasias. I definitely can see if somebody would mistake this for a dragon scale variegated if you didn't know, because the leaf shape is quite similar, but they are indeed different. This is another one of the Hoya Sunrise. Has a lot of sun stress leaves actually. This one is a little bit bigger as well. This is what this one is looking like. Beautiful sun stress leaves you can see. Like I said, I'm probably going to keep one as it is and then separate another one so we can have a couple more like little 4-inch pots or something like that. We have another Monstera Aria and has this leaf here. These 2 little guys, has a new leaf unfurling right here, and then it has this one that has some browning. Definitely not as great as the last ones we had, but still really good if you're looking for a Monstera Aria and it's, you know, a little bit out of your budget to get a big one. These are still a good option because they do grow. So this one right here, this one, I actually ordered it for myself, okay? Don't hate me. I have this on the shop already. It already exists on the shop. I had like 3 of them. We have 1 left. So don't be mad at me because I ordered one for myself. I'm allowed to shop for myself as well. What I wasn't expecting was for them to send me such a big specimen. I was expecting a little one. This alocasia right here, I've been debating on. This is the Alocasia Wentii variegated. Like I said, it's already on my shop. I already have it and I've had it before. We have one left. I wanted to treat myself and get something nice for me as well. And I've been going back and forth if I wanted this plant. And I was like, you know what, let me just get it now before it's gone. So I added it to this order. Look at these beautiful variegated leaves. I don't really get plants for myself that often. A lot of the plants that I keep are for the shop purposes to like propagate and stuff. But lately I've been very into the variegated alocasia. So sometimes I do keep a corm or so just for myself, but 99% of everything is sold. But you know, I'm allowed to treat myself here and there too. It is my money at the end of the day. I don't know why I have to even explain something like this. I obviously love plants too, and I am a collector myself. All of the plants behind me, these are my plants here, and I have another cabinet over here. So yeah, I'm really like happy with this one. It's really beautiful. I wasn't expecting it to be this large. I won't lie. I was expecting like a little tiny dinky little thing, but I'm not gonna complain. I think it's beautiful. A common question I get a lot is, how do I not want to keep everything for myself? I don't know. I think it's because I'm around all these rare plants all the time and I know where to get them. So if I really wanted something like that, I can just go ahead and get it. So I don't really have the urge to keep stuff. So yeah, I don't really have that issue of like holding on to things. In the very beginning of my like whole plant store journey a couple years ago, it was a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. Some things I definitely was like attached to because I felt like I could never get them again. So I would always like, hesitate on certain things, but it's just a plant and I can get it again whenever I want. And since I do buy in wholesale, I do not buy plants really from anywhere else at this point. I don't buy from like other shops and stuff like that. I might do like trade things with other people or other shop owners, but there's no reason for me to be spending money on plants from another shop when I know where it's coming from. So yeah, I do appreciate going into plant stores and I love the vibe of them, but there's really no reason for me to buy anything. We're on the last two plants and it has gotten so dark outside. It's about to storm. We're having like some northeast storm right now about to happen. Last night was like pouring and thundering and lightning. This is another Rhapidophora tetrasperma variegated. This one has some decent leaves as well. Has a little bit of browning here, but that is normal when you have a variegated plant. No matter what, it will brown at some point. To avoid browning, you can try to put more humidity for your plants. That will help reduce the browning rate, but don't think that you're doing anything wrong because your variegated plants are browning. It's just part of the cycle. And here is our last one. Ooh, and it's a beautiful Anthurium blue pap. Look at this beautiful leaf right here. Beautiful leaf shape too. Really nice specimen, good size as well, super cute. And that wraps up the unboxing of the vlog. Everything looks great right out of the box. I always appreciate that. We'll see once I go ahead and unpot them and we'll check out the roots and stuff to see if there's any root rot and stuff. I'm going to really just let them rest for like a day or two because they were in the mail an extra day that they were supposed to. So I don't want them to show any signs of stress, so I'm gonna leave them alone for like a day or two. I'm gonna go ahead and get cleaned up and I will see you guys in a couple days when it's time to repot these plants. Today is Saturday, so we're gonna do some plant chores today. I'm gonna be repotting all of the new plants that we just got in the shipment. I'm basically just going to be doing like a quality check on them, checking their roots, see if there's any root rot, and bump them up into bigger pots if they need it. Everything is going to get some new potting mix. This is my soil-free potting mix that I use for all of my plants if they're not semi-hydro, and I use this for all of the shop plants as well. If you are interested in my mix, I do sell it by itself as well. You guys can check that out on my website. So yeah, today is Saturday and I will be totally honest with you guys. I don't feel the absolute greatest. So remember when I told you guys that we were going to be getting all the gravel in for our backyard so we can start working on that project? Everything came yesterday. The shipment did come yesterday of all the rocks. Home Depot did deliver them to the house for us, which was great. And I was not expecting us to do it right then and there. However, James is the type of person where he cannot wait to do stuff. We ended up doing the entire project yesterday. It only took like a couple hours, but I definitely feel it today. I literally feel like I got hit by a freaking truck, you guys. So that is why we are not doing any face cam today, because I look like crap and I feel like crap. I was honestly just going to put this off until tomorrow and just was going to honestly go back to bed. Like, I feel like I'm hungover for some reason. There was no drinking involved yesterday. I don't know why, I just don't feel great. I don't know if I'm just like tired and like physically tired and stuff. Yeah, we don't feel the greatest, but the show must go on. When you have a business, you got to get your stuff done. And if I push this off another day, it's going to just make things a little bit more difficult for me because I have a lot to do this weekend. So yeah, no days off when you have a business. So anyway, yeah, I left the plants in here just hanging out. I usually leave them on the table and leave them under the fan just to help dry out some of the soil that they're in, because sometimes they do come a little bit wet. I wanted to just do it today because I'm noticing some stress with some of the anthuriums. I don't know if you can tell, but some of them do have some yellow spots. So I am going to be keeping an eye on the anthuriums. Usually that does happen with these velvety ones anyway. Sometimes it's just like a little bit hard to avoid, you know what I mean, when it comes to those types. But that's okay because they will grow new leaves and stuff. But I will keep an eye on those to make sure that, you know, they are okay for when I restock next week. If they're not looking the greatest, I might just hold off on some. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll just hold off a little bit until I think that they're ready. So yeah, not a big deal. You know, plants grow over time. It's not the end of the world if they're not ready right away. This is the Anthurium beechii. This is the newest leaf. It's definitely getting a little bit bigger. So you can definitely see the size up difference between like this leaf here. This one here, this is Anthurium pap crossed with Dark Phoenix, and as you can see, this one is taking a little bit of a beating from the shipment. This one did have a broken leaf, so we're gonna take that off. I'm also seeing some stress here. See the yellow. This one's looking all right, but some of the little leaves are definitely showing stress. So usually when the plant's yellowing like that, it's kind of like no saving those leaves. Some of these anthuriums are actually in a mixture of like an aroid mix as well as tree fern fiber. So that is definitely new. I'm actually going to be utilizing some of the old mix as well because, you know, they're doing fine in it. I don't really have a problem with this mix at all because there's still no soil in it. It's mostly the ones that come in like regular soil where I kind of like pick it off. I am going to do some trimming here because they're just gonna yellow and it's just better to do it now. I do need to update a lot of the anthurium pictures on the shop that I already have because a lot of them have grown since their last one. So this one is going to just be a 2-leafer for now. This is the newest leaf here. I still think it's a decent plant. What I'm going to be doing with the leftover old soil, this stuff, I'm actually going to save it this time. Normally I just toss it. I'm going to save it because I'm going to be probably putting some plants in the backyard, like some outdoor stuff. And instead of just buying like a bag of soil, I can utilize a lot of this. So that's good. So this is the Monstera mint. These are what the roots are currently looking like. Pretty decent roots, not gonna lie, for the size. I'm gonna just put them in the 4-inch and then once we start seeing some more growth, if it doesn't sell right away, I will just bump it up to a 5. I'm not going in any particular order either, sorry. I'm just grabbing whatever I have next to me. This is Aria here. This one is in pretty good shape. It's retaining its shape and I do see roots. I like to just sometimes remove the topsoil sometimes because that's where you usually see like the green algae and stuff. So I like to just remove that. And if anything else just falls off, that's fine. I'm not somebody who really disturbs the plant's roots when I'm repotting. That is something that I struggled with the most in the beginning of my plant journey, was because I kept seeing so much mixed discussion about disturbing the roots when you're repotting and stuff, and when to repot, when not to repot. I think it's always gonna just be up to you and what your environment is and what you prefer. Every time I would like disturb the roots, like in the very beginning of my journey, this is like, you know, years ago, I would always experience like the plant getting stressed and like root rot and stuff. And then once I just started just kind of like checking them like this and kind of just popping them in a new pot, they would do better. It makes a big difference when your plant is dried out versus wet. So that's why I usually will leave the fan on in here when I first get them to dry the soil out. It's very annoying to repot a plant when it's soaking wet. So I think I'm just going to finish up with this. This honestly is not going to take me long at all. All the plants are small if you've noticed. I've been leaning more towards the smaller plants. Also, if you hear that clicking in the background, I just put the fan on. I am like dying in here. If you've noticed, I've been getting a lot more smaller plants and it's just been much easier on me because I do this by myself. It's a little easier dealing with all small plants than large ones. I'll get a couple big ones here and there. Sometimes I can't control like how big they are, but yeah, it's a little bit easier dealing with the small guys and it's making the shipping costs go down a lot. But anyway, I'm going to just finish up. I'm going to speed this up for you guys and I will pop in when I'm done. Here is everything in their new pots. All the plants looked great. There was no root rot or any issues like that. The only thing was that the Alocasia Black Velvet Variegated, they did have a couple mesh plugs in them, but I did remove those, so that is taken care of. I am going to water all the plants. I'm going to add some fertilizer as well to the water. This is the fertilizer that I used. You can find this in my Amazon favorites. I will have the Amazon store linked below so you can shop all of my planty favorites and other things as well, but I've been using this one for a really long time and I do really like it. I'm just using my portable sprayer. You can find this on Amazon as well. Makes things super easy and convenient. You just put the pump in any container that you want. I just use a 3-gallon bucket, fill it up, and you are good to go. And as you can see, it's very like effective and fast. I will let these plants sit in this container for a couple hours just so that they can soak up all this water. And then I'll be back later and I will just switch them into a dry container. So that is everything. I think I'm going to call it a day because like I said earlier, I am just not feeling the greatest. So I'm glad that I got this done and out the way. So the plan for tomorrow is I have a few orders I need to pack. I did pack a lot of orders already this week and got those already out. So tomorrow I only have a couple of things to do. So I'll probably just do that off camera. Then after that, I'm going to focus on getting the plants cleaned up and getting their pictures done so that I can start working on updating the actual website and then just putting all of the plants away into the plant shop wall. I do need to do some other stuff as well. I have to go through all of the new acrylic plant display cases and check for any damages. I'll probably spend tomorrow night just doing that off camera because it's super boring and I have to literally go through each and every one and repackage it. So I'll probably do that as well. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go take a nap. Today's Sunday. I do feel a little bit better from yesterday. I do have a headache though. I've had the headache since Friday. The reason why I have a headache is because when I was like laying the rocks down, along our fence we have these metal lanterns that have like candles in it, like the mosquito candles, and I definitely hit my head on those lanterns like 20 times in a row. So I think that's probably the reason why I don't feel that great. We need to clean up these plants, get their labels done, pictures, and then I also need to go through all of the plants already on the shop and get updated pictures of those as well. So yeah, this is a perfect time for me to just get everything banged out and out of the way. It's gonna definitely be a long day, but I've got nothing else to do, so it's perfect to do it. So as you guys know, what I like to do is just wipe all the plants leaves down front and back. I use a neem oil solution. It's neem oil concentrate, water, and a dish soap. I use Dawn dish soap. You can use whatever mild dish soap you want, but that's how you mix it up. You can find the neem oil concentrate on Amazon, and it tells you how to mix it with how much water you're using and stuff like that. So it's in this bottle. You guys see me use this bottle all the time. So if you're wondering what's in it, that's it. Then I just use like these microfiber cloths that I have. Literally just spray it and just wipe it down. And this just gets like all of the remaining dirt off of the plants, any like water spots that they have, any dust and stuff. They do get a little dirty when you're like repotting them. So this just makes them look better for like the pictures and stuff. So we're going to be doing that. I'm also going to be labeling them so I know which one is which. I did go ahead last night and pest treat all the plants too after I was done watering them. I just used the insecticidal soap that I usually do. I have a whole section in my like Amazon storefront that has everything that I like to use for pest control, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So make sure you guys check out the Amazon store. It's linked in the description of all my videos, so you guys can go ahead and get the same products that I'm using. You can also find things like the sprayers I use, these cloths, stickers and stuff like that. If you're a small business, the sticker printer I use, all that stuff is in there, my camera, everything. So this morning I did pack orders. I did it off camera because I actually packed them on the floor because this table was already covered and I already had it set up for today. So I didn't want to like take everything down and then reset up. Sometimes it's just easier for me to like set up my little station the night before with the camera ready and everything. The lights are all up, but I definitely will record the orders next week with this big restock because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a decent amount, you know, so I'll make sure I record those for you guys. Also just using my little Bluetooth printer. This is how I print out the little labels. You can find this on Amazon too. It's relatively cheap as well, and I like that it's like instant and it connects to your phone, so you don't need a computer or anything to do it. And then we just stick on the label here and we stick on this label, and that's what it looks like. So it's a good way for me to keep track, but it's also good for the customer in case they forget how to spell it or whatever it is. So everything is looking much happier today because I did water them, so everything is like nice and firm. All the alocasias perked back up as well. The Hoyas back here too, they're looking better too. They were super floppy, but they are looking good too. Like I said before though, some of the anthuriums are showing some stress, so I'm going to trim the ones that are still showing stress. I'm going to take pictures of them, but I'm going to just monitor them until Thursday, and if I don't think that they're fit for Thursday, I will just hold off on that, and then I'll just wait until they put out like a new leaf or something like that. So if you don't see them right away, that might be the reason why. I'll also show you guys all the plants that I'm going to be updating their pictures too, because a lot of them have grown so much and I want you guys to see like the updates on them. I'm so obsessed with the alocasias lately. They just look so good. Like there are just so many variegated alocasias that they have, and I'm just so excited to bring these all to the shop. So I hope you guys like these as well. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and watch some YouTube videos and just get this done and out of the way. And I will check in with you guys when we start doing the photos. So a lot is happening right now. Pretty much the entire shop is off of the shelves. It's a complete mess in here. All these plants behind me, these are existing plants that we're gonna get new photos of, but I want to show you guys all of them so you guys can see them, see some updates on them as well. I'm just going to grab them off of here, no particular order. Also the lighting might go in and out because the camera is going to keep trying to focus on this and then come back to me, so I apologize if it goes like light and dark. That's what's happening. This is the Rhaphidophora megasperma. This is what it looks like. It has some nice like variegated leaves here. They have really slim, narrow leaves. It is very pretty. Then I have another one here. So if you can see here, this is the new leaf right here. It's actually starting to fenestrate. I had no idea that this plant fenestrated, so I think that's super cool. So we definitely want to get a picture of that. It does have a new leaf coming in down here as well. So this one also is another megasperma, and this one also is starting to fenestrate. You can see it right here. This one is a lot bigger than the other one, so the leaves are a little bit wider. It actually has two fenestrations. We have this one here, and then we have this one here. I have this whole tray of all these variegated alocasias. We have the dragon scale variegated here. We have black velvet variegated. These ones right here, these are the alocasia poly variegated. And then we also have some bambino variegated in the back. Some of them are the low variegated ones, but they do have some nice patches of pink that I want to get pictures of. I have some Monsteras too. This is a little Monstera Thai constellation, like a little baby. This one is a new leaf, so I just want to picture that one because it only had this leaf and I think this one here. So we have this new one. Then we also have some Monstera albos. We have this big one here. This leaf is pictured, but it is starting to brown. I think I'm just going to cut it off because it is the oldest leaf, so I think eventually it's going to yellow anyway. So I'm probably just going to cut it off and just update this photo right away. But we have a brand new leaf right here. We have a leaf here and then one here. We have this Monstera elbow here, this leaf right here, and this leaf. These are the two newest leaves. I am shocked at the color. Pretty impressed that these two are hanging on for as long as they are. But I'm going to update the picture, and I am going to advise in the description that I cannot guarantee these two leaves to last, but it is a pretty high variegated plant. You can see the stem here. So it's definitely turning pretty white. All right, so this one is Alocasia wentii variegated. This is what I was talking about earlier in the vlog when I was talking about these. This is the one that we have on the shop currently. This is the last one. It has grown quite a bit, so it is much bigger now than what it was looking like. Has some really nice variegated leaves here, you can see. Has a new one on the way. It's sizing up as well. I have this other Hoya Sarawak here. This one, for some reason, I just completely forgot to put it on the shop, so we're just going to add it, but it looks very similar to the other ones in the shipment. So this one is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma variegated. This one is a very high variegated one. Earlier in the vlog, I was talking about these, the way that they have been coming to me and the way that they have been growing out. So as you can see in the back here, this is how the other ones looked as well. They look pretty low variegated, but this side is all new leaves right here, and it's absolutely beautiful. You can see all the beautiful colors here. You can probably make like 3 plants out of this if you really wanted. I have these two Philodendron gigas. They've been on the shop for a few months, but they are actually sizing up now finally. So you can see the size difference in these two leaves at the top compared to the bottom. This one is starting to size up too. So we have some new leaves on the way, and they are looking really good. They look much better than what they're pictured as. I have these two Syndapsis here. These are both Syndapsis trubii moonlight variegated marble or something like that. This is what it looks like. It has a new leaf here, and this one is finally putting out a new leaf. They are very high variegated. These have been here for a very long time, and they also took forever, literally forever, to put out this leaf. So now I think that they're going to finally speed it up since they're actively growing. This is a brand new leaf that literally is like hardening now. It's been like months, probably like 6 months. I think that they're going to be good now moving forward. Then we have this guy here. As you can see, it is looking crazy. I think the picture literally only has 2 leaves, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely a collector plant, but it is really cool. I absolutely love this one. I kind of want to get one for myself one day. I have some anthuriums too. This one here in the middle was one of the older leaves. It does have a rip in it, but it is still quite big. And then it has this leaf here. So it's in a 6-inch pot too, and the roots are really good. I have this Bessier Af here too. This is a new leaf. Unfortunately got a little stuck, but all in all still really good. Here's the 2 older leaves, so This is what this guy looks like. Then I have two of these. So this is one here. This is the Anthurium crystallinum crossed with Anthurium pedatum. So I only have one of these up here, which I'm gonna show you that one. It's that one back there. This one was not up on the shop because this is the one that had root rot. So I was like rehabbing it and it's doing so much better now. So I feel confident to put it up there. This is its newest leaf here. It is huge, as big as my big head. And we have this leaf here. And then we have these two leaves down here. This one just came out this week. It is really, really large. You probably can't even tell how large it is. It's huge compared to the other ones. So we have this one, has this leaf underneath of it, and then here. So since these two are quite large plants, I do consider these a little bit oversized. So when I'm dealing with oversized plants, I do include an oversized plant fee into the plant price. Sometimes the plant might be a little bit more money, like an extra 10 to 15 bucks, so that I can accommodate for the oversized box for shipping. The moment you exceed a box that is 12 inches all around, you are hitting oversized margins, and it will like double and sometimes triple in price. So I have to accommodate for that somehow. All right, so then I have another bin here, which was on the floor. This one is mostly Hoyas, but we have one philodendron. This is philodendron strawberry shake. This is what it looks like. This new leaf just came out this week. Definitely has some very beautiful colors on this plant. Probably one of the most prettiest strawberry shakes that we've ever had. And I'm not a fan of them, but I absolutely love this one. I'm like getting kind of attached to it, but I can always get another one later. So I have a ton of Hoyas here. They have grown crazy, crazy, crazy runners. But they're also putting out leaves, so the leaves will grow in. These have been growing crazy to the point where they're spiraling themselves on my wire shelf. We have this Hoya here. As you can see, it looks like this. It's on the trellis, has some new leaves at the top, so I'm going to just position them a little bit better. And we also have another one, and it looks like this, growing new leaves like crazy. This one does look a little similar to the last one, but this one is called Hoya archboldiana. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I have no idea. The leaves are green like this, but we have some really beautiful sun-stressed red leaves coming in now. We have that one, and then we have this one, which is same plant, and also growing a lot. Has some very beautiful leaves at the top here. So the next ones we have, these are Hoya lauterbachis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look at this runner, you guys. Look how long it is. And here's the plant. Here is an up close of the plant. This is a fuzzy Hoya, so the stems and the leaves are all fuzzy. We have this one, which also has a long runner, has some pretty big leaves here, and this one as well. So pretty like big sizes. And then we have one last Hoya Mary Alice, which looks like this, has a huge runner. This is what the Mary Alice looks like. Here are an up close of the leaves. So that is it for the updates. I already have my backdrop set up. I have my lights. That's another reason why it's so bright. But I'm gonna just get these pictures done now, and then we'll put away the plants, and then I just have to clean the studio, and then I am done in here. I am finally done. So let's go ahead and finish up.